Hi, Wendy here. Today I am inspired by a quote from Oscar Wilde, and what he said was, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist." And it really got me thinking about awakening, spiritual awakening. I feel like we are in this great awakening of remembering our true selves and plugging back into God, Source, the universe, Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it, this power source of unconditional love, instead of this very small idea we've been living of what we are. And I was thinking that existing, like, why do we get stuck in existing? Why do we get stuck in the monotony, the mundane, what is going on there? Now, I remember when I was 9 years old, I distinctly remember, it was so vivid. I remember looking out at like the adults around me, and it seemed like the point of life was to get a home, get married, have a couple of kids, have a car on the driveway, go to do a job that you didn't really like, and then maybe have a holiday once a year. You might get a little bit of reprieve in retirement, and then you would die. And I remember thinking, is that it? Like, is that life? Because if that's the point of life, well, it was like, kill me now. It just seems, it sucks. Like, what is that? Now at this point, obviously, maybe ideas have changed a bit from when I was a kid, but it also is, what I can see is, oh my gosh, it's just like the patterning of the programmed mind creates existence, because we're living out of the past and what has been, and we're stuck in what we think we should do, what is the norm, what is the status quo. Because of course there's a drive, isn't there? There's a psychological drive to belong and fit in, and not to stand out and be different. And of course, if you're going to be truly living, you're going to stand out and be different, because you're then going to be like driven, if you like, driven by, I'm doing this because it feels like source somewhere else. It feels like all the things that are in the little box of my mind, this idea of what life is, and it just trots out on repeat, repeat, repeat. And we get the same, the same, the same. Anything new comes from inspiration, doesn't it? It comes from that grand idea. So we think of the greats and the people that, brought these incredible changes. Albert Einstein, you think of all the things here, but I'm thinking of the Wright brothers, bringing in flight. They had this crazy idea. People thought they were mad, but they had this vision, they had this thought of something new, and then off they went to embark on that adventure. And that's coming, from that something greater. It's coming from this cosmic soup, the field of energy that we all dwell in, and yet we have forgotten that we're dwelling in it. And I always, when I'm sharing with my clients, I often find myself saying, if we've got our Shire horse blinkers on, we're on the railway tracks of life. Like, this is where we're going, and we're being directed by the past. We're not living in something greater. So what do you choose? I am curious to know. Do you choose to wake up, to truly live, or are you choosing existence? And it can seem like, well, if it's all unconscious and it's just programming and it's unconscious, isn't it? 95% of it is said to be unconscious, 5% conscious. What hope have we got? But the truth is, we have hope, because we are not victims of the world we see. We are powerful source beings, and we have forgotten, and then we have created this version that we live, that we are this small little person, this fragile human being. What can we really do? And what we can really do is remember who we truly are, plug into that, and then live from the guidance of that place. That's where we get something new. That's where we get something different. And so this truly living, it feels like, what are you thinking about? What we're thinking about is going to be what we get. So if we're thinking about, destruction and everything's going really wrong, whereas if we think, oh, things are changing, and we're thinking towards the future that we want, then we'll get something different. And I think that many of us, and myself included here, we are living in this, in knowing that thought creates reality. Yet we need to get it in deeper and deeper and deeper, because we don't really know it. We think we know it, but we don't really know it. And you know when you know it because you're in the expansion of it. And the thought is love. And the thought is ease. And the thought is harmony and union, which is coming from being powered by love, as opposed to the fear which creates the thought that, you know, we're going to all, you know, be wiped out, is dangerous, everything's going wrong. There's a different thought arises depending on whether you're living or existing. So it's just the most gorgeous, gorgeous thing, I think, this wonderful time of awakening. And yeah, so really ponder it, really be with this idea. Thought becomes things. And what am I thinking about? And like the wonderful Mother Teresa said, she said, don't ask me to be anti-war, but I will be pro-peace. And what she was saying was, if I'm anti-war, I'm still in war. I'm thinking about war and thoughts are becoming things. If I'm pro-peace, my thought is peace and thoughts are becoming things. So yeah, get precious about your thoughts. What are you thinking about? You know, and the, you know, raising up, the more conscious we get, the more we spend time dreaming about something different, is then we're moving into something different. So yeah, let me know. I'd love to know. If you're up, pop a little comment below if you're up for truly living, not just existing. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.